In this video guide, we're going to talk about creating jewelry design and product design also in ZBrush using a couple of really interesting tools which are available in this latest version. One of these is called BasRelief. It's going to let you create a relief in 3D, superficial 3D on your object, which could be a jewelry again, or could be a ring, could be any jewelry type of asset, or could be also like product design. And another tool I want to show you here is Matchmaker. Now, if you're interested in ZBrush and all the different tools and how you can use it, you can also check the full video course in our channel. Now, you can see here with Matchmaker, I can make something match the surface of another object. So I have here a ring, which you can get it from the samples in ZBrush. And this one here is a graphic illustration that I have turned into 3D using other tools in ZBrush. But you can get any type of 3D object and just project it using the matchmaker on another surface. So I have the ring there, and you can see if I click and drag with the drag rectangle, I can just bend the object in order that it's gonna like match the surface where it's gonna go into. Now, not all the 3D models work the same, so you need to test it if it's gonna work right. Now let's do another test here. So I just changed the subject. I'm using a mug, and again you can find this in ZBrush. So again, place the object, the 3D object on the front, and behind you will have the object that you want to get the surface curve from. And then again, select with the M matchmaker from the brushes, and then just click and drag, and you will see like a wave moving. So that's gonna be like the object bending. Now sometimes you can bend also more than one time, and then again just look if it's gonna match. Otherwise you need to continue to use the matchmaker, and then you can also use other like bending features that you have in ZBrush in the deformation tab. Now let's also see with this star. Now the star is a little bit more complex because it doesn't have like a flat side, so it's more difficult. But if you use matchmaker, you can see essentially you are replicating that curvature of that other object. Now maybe I need to do it less, and there you go. Now it could be like applied. Also, you can use booleans to merge, subtract, intersect, and all these features again are explained in the video course dedicated to ZBrush. So if you want, write in the comments, ask questions, information about ZBrush and the course. Now let's see here another tool, which is BasRelief. I think this is one of my favorite. Now you can also sculpt directly and use other types of projection. In ZBrush, you have many different ways you can project. You have projection tools all over the place, but this one here is really good if you need to do BasRelief. And again, this is one of like the newest features. So if you go down there, now the object is in the front. Again, we are in a frontal view. This is important to choose a frontal view, not a side view, not a perspective. You need to be frontal like that. Select the ring, go to the project BasRelief in the tools, in the tool palette, in the subtools, and click on project BasRelief. So with Matchmaker, you need to work with the the object that you want to project onto the surface. With BasRelief, you select the object where you want to project all the other subtools. You can see there, it looks really nice and in relief. So this could be used for a ring decoration or something, for jewelry design again, or product design. Now, if we increase the divisions, we increase the quality also of the object and also of the relief. Now you can see there that the object has been projected in all the sides of the ring. Now, if you don't want to do that, you need to make sure you need to mask out the things that you don't want to like to be affected. So if I click with the control, click and drag, I'm gonna paint here a mask and then control click outside to invert the mask so that now I can just project my subtool only on that area. Now you can also project more than one subtool at a time using Project BasRelief. This is the greatness of Project BasRelief. It's really easy to use, and again, you can take any 3D model, place it in front on another, and just project it. So you can create like, like they did in ancient times when they created all those details on the sculptures and like facades or temples and so on. Well, I missed that into internal part, but you get the idea. So I'm gonna make another example later anyway. So I'm just gonna show you again some more examples. So again, I can do the same thing with this customized graphic. Now make sure again that the quality of the graphic that you just turn into 3D is good, and also the object where you want to project is high quality. Now there are tools in ZBrush that lets you convert 2D illustration into 3D and vice versa. You can convert 3D into 2D. So it's a really excellent software because it gives you so many possibilities, so many tools that you can work with creating these projections. You can also project just the image or just the material. Right now we are like working with the mesh, with the polygons, with the geometry, but you can also work simply with images and textures and logos. You can create packaging, you can create branding, so many things you can do with ZBrush, and all those are shown in the ZBrush video course. Now, what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that you can project more than one subtool at a time. So I got my star back, and I want to have everything on in the subtool palette, and then choose the object again where I want to project, and project again with the BasRelief. Also, you can adjust there the contrast, the blur, the blurriness, the tolerance, which should, and the radial repeat. I think those, if you increase the count, you're gonna have like more quality, but just go there and test it. Just click and you will see the results. So now it should project both. So everything that stands in front essentially will be used as a BasRelief on the object that you have selected in the subtools palette. And the more objects you're gonna add, the more subdivisions, the more time it will take. So you can see there, I've just projected also the bird there, illustration, and the star. And again, work also with subdivisions. Subdivisions are really important because they will help you to increase the quality. But again, I'm gonna do another example also with more quality, and also I want to get a more complex object. So remember to divide before you actually project. And let me show you here some other example with something more complex. So I'm gonna go back to my ring, go back here with the undo, and there you go. This is gonna be the standard ring that you find in the jewelry folder in ZBrush. So now we want to manage something more complex, and I want to also add another sample. So I'm gonna go in the Lightbox tools here, and I want to get this one, which is kind of a anatomic model with muscles and a skeleton. Now get rid of all the muscles, leave the skeleton. This is what I've done actually. So I just deleted all the other subtools, leave the skeleton, which is the first one, and I want to use that to project it on my ring. So I'm gonna go back to the ring and the mug project and append this new tool here. There you go. Now it's really small. So the first thing you need to do is like get it into the right position. Remember, should be the size that you want, the rotation that you want, and the position that you want. So you need to address those with the transpose tools that are move, rotate, scale, transform the object and place it where you want it. And be careful there. If it's gonna stretch like that, it means that it could cause some issues. But let's try to move it with the deformation. In the deformation here, you find all other tools to bend, rotate, curve, to create curves, squeeze, taper, a lot of stuff here. So you can use it again to do your assembly of your jewelry or any other product. So I'm just gonna scale it, but I want to change the position of the pivot there. So I'm just gonna unlock the transpose tool, and this could be one actually. This could look fine. So I'm just gonna try with this first to do a BasRelief projection. Remember the other subtools goes on top. The object where you want to project goes down, and then click on project BasRelief. And actually, before, let's divide more this ring. Let's create more divisions, more polygons. Well, using BasRelief, it's a little bit heavy in terms of polygons, but more polygons, more quality. And there you go. I projected that. You can see there on the ring, but again, I don't want to project it everywhere in the ring. I just want to project it there on that kind of front circle that I have. So we need to mask out the parts that we don't want to use. Now I want to scale. I want to just project the head. I want to do another experiment. So this is you can see there it's not handy. So I'm just gonna unlock the pivot and place it in the head so that I can work now better with this skeleton head. And there you go. Now once it's in position, remember you need to be frontal. You can see here I masked everything out that I don't need. I left just the central circle where I want to project, and now I'm ready again. You can see I've also changed the material, but at the moment you cannot project the material. You just project the BasRelief, which is fine because you can also paint the material later. So if I use material RGB paint and get the material that I want, change here from matchmaker to standard, and I deactivate ZAdd, activate material RGB, and there you go. So I can paint just the skull, I can paint the whole circle, whatever I want to do. And now I can start to insert also other stuff on this ring right here, so I can make some other experiments. So remember also to fill objects with the color fill so that you can work with them. Now I want to show you also the alpha. This is another really quick way you can add both painting and sculpting depending on what you define on the ZBrush settings above. So if you want just material RGB, or if you want ZAdd and material RGB together, remember to select the correct object, and remember that you're gonna only work on the mask or the unmasked part. So you can invert the mask by control clicking. You can use all these alphas here, which are also called depth map. You can use depth maps, you can use height maps, you can use alphas. Anything that's black and white essentially can be used to add details here. So I want to have like circles and stars and whatever. So you can see. And I'm using drag rectangle as a stroke type, but you can also use drag spot, which is another important one because it will let you define a size in the draw size of the brush, and then everything you will place will be that size. And you can work also with lazy mouse, which is another feature of the stroke, which is gonna help you to create like equally distant elements. So it's gonna be even better than this. But again, all these features topics are in the ZBrush video course if you're interested. So check it out because it's a really great video course. Now I've added some other stars, and the only thing, the last thing I want to show you, the only thing left is that you can get your 3D model and again turn it into 2D. So you can turn it into a texture, you can turn it into an alpha if you do grab dock, and if you do make 3D, it's gonna turn it back into a 3D. So you can go back and forward in the 2D, in the 3D, many times. Grab there, you can see I just frame the head here, so I have only the alpha of the head. And now I can use that again, to do a bas relief on my object. Now the bas relief, it has more quality, it has more details, definition, but this is another option if you want to do it something quick and not so like, let's say, detailed. So if you need to do like something small, that's going to be totally fine. And again, that's just another of the hundreds of tools and features that you can use in ZBrush. It's a really amazing software that you can use to do jewelry design, product design. So this will be all for this video guide. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please join the channel. And if you want, you can support us by joining the channel and also checking out other video courses. Thanks for watching. See you in the next.